Welcome back to PJ Chen Design. This is PJ. Today I would like to use the Rhino 3D software to build this basket earring with the checkerboard structure as the design. Are you ready? Let's get started. To start in this tutorial, I would like to show you how to get the shape and how to creating the pattern, and there's certain things we need to pay attention on the pattern, and also at the end for this ring hook. Starting from the scratch. First of all, I'm going to use the sphere command and coming into the front view, and I'm going to type it 0 here, and depends on how big you want it for this piece. For this demonstration, I'm going to stay with diameter for something about 30. I think it's pretty big out there. All right, and with this, I actually like to trim it off later on the top, so I do see the seam is on the right side. I'm going to move it to the top. All right, and the second thing is I want something a little bit smaller and for thickness, so I'm just going to create another one with the gumbo and hit the Alt key right there, so I have another one right in the middle, and that is about 1 millimeter distant, and that's for the thickness. The third thing I wanted to do, I want to create the cutting object, and I'm going to snapping anywhere just as long as they are right in the middle, and I'm gonna making this as a cylinder. So using a cylinder command, I'm going to create something like this and move it somewhere in the middle. Right now, if you look at the top view, I have this like really round shape there, and I just gonna use the 1D scale to scale it down. Oh, in fact, I make a mistake right there. Once I scale it down, you can see the thickness is changing too. So actually, I need to scale it first, and for whatever the thickness that you want it. And after that, I'm going to use the command for offset surface, and we want to offset inside. Gonna flip it all of them in one distance, so that way it will be exactly the same distance all the way around. Okay, now let's go ahead to make this slightly bigger. I'm just going to move it down there, so that way it is where it's going to cutting all of it. Just in case I need this center later on, I'm going to drop a point, and using the center is on, I'm going to drop a point right in the middle, showing where the center is. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead to creating the shape. So I'm going to use the Boolean difference, and this one will be difference out with this one. So then you can see it's been cutting a chunk out of it. And then to create an interior, we're going to use a Boolean difference one more time, and to having the outside shape to difference out from the inside. So now we have the completely inside. It's nice and equal distance right there. All right, the second thing is we want to creating the pattern that we have. The pattern that I have here is almost like a radius coming out. It's really similar like what we have here, but I wanted to pattern it out to be a little bit higher. So I'm going to draw a straight line, and starting with any of the point that I think it will be the center, and I'm going to draw a straight line. It's longer enough like this. Right, I'm gonna using that and using the polar array, and I'm gonna snapping into this end, and for number of the time I'm going to try 18 right there, and for 360 degree, and see if that is the pattern that you like. For the demonstration that I have there, I have like 36, and for this I'm just going to use 18 to be quicker. All right, so with this, I'm gonna putting into the other layer, so there will be red colors, easier for you to see. Next things I wanted to do is using the circle, and we want to snapping into the point that we set it up earlier, and we want to create some sort of a boundary. So this is where be the top. Another one I need to create snapping into the center. And I want to go about something a little bit smaller. So this is kind of giving us the boundary of what we are going to work, right? So besides this and this, anything inside of the shape we want to keep, and rest of it we can delete it. So let's go ahead to select bunch of them and delete bunch of them. So I'm going to delete bunch of them like this, and we just need to keep the one in the middle, right? So those, and those, and I also need to correct that one. All right, so this is the pattern that I have. I also need a pattern in the other direction in between those two curves. So we're going to use the twin command and currently set it up for number 4. It look all right there, so I'm going to keep it like that. Okay, all right. Just realize those two, it should be one in the center, but that's okay. I'm gonna continue with this demonstration. All right, so with all of this, I'm going to do is I'm going to have them split into each other. So I'm going to use a split command. I'm going to pick up all this horizontal one first. So you, all of these. It's going to be split by the rest of them. So now all those horizontal one is being cutting into the small section, right? And we also need this one right here on the second split right there. We wanted those to be split by the rest of it. All right, so those little one will be split into the little section. Now it's time to creating the pattern. I want to delete the outline for whatever that I don't need it, and I don't want those pointed to be present there. It doesn't look good for the casting for that small pattern anyway, right? So I'm going to delete those and delete those. Oops, be careful, delete the wrong one, and something like that. All right, so now I have those. Let's define the outside, and the rest of it we can kind of play with it. But this is not real, the pattern that we wanted to use. I'm actually going to show you what I mean here. So all those are the pattern. I'm going to join them first, and I'm going to create another layer and change to other colors, like something for green. And whenever it's already joined, I want to move it to there. So it kind of gives you a better idea. This is what we're looking for. And all of them join together, and that is one pattern. And so of course, those two with this, those, it's going to be the next pattern. So I'm going to join it and move it to the green one. So I'm going to fast forward here and to selecting all those things that need to be joined and then moving to the green layer. So I'm going to fast forward here. All right, so now they have become, even though they look like connected together, but they are actually a bunch of small square-ish structure there. All right, now keep in mind one thing. If I extruded this one into the solid, something like this, and if this is the pattern going to cut it out, anything in the middle is going to fall out, right? So that doesn't work for us. What we need to do is actually one more step, is all of this square, like I'm gonna use this as an example, we need to offset inside, and for depends on how thick of the connection that you wanted to have. I say I want to have a 0.2 millimeter and we want to go inside. This is actually what we need. So we need to actually, I'm going to fast forward again, and I know this is tedious with a lot of the same commands being repeated, but unfortunately those are necessary. There's no quick way to do it. Sometimes dealing with the pattern, you just need to have patience. All right, so I'm going to fast forward here to reduce your anxiety. All right, so now the red one is actually our cutting tool. I'm going to turn on my object there, and I do want to pick up the red one, so you can come into the layer and just select the object. Okay, so once you have it, we are going to extrude it straight, and so then we can cut it on both sides at once. So let's go ahead to use the Boolean difference. This is the one, and this is the cutting tool. So then we'll have something like this. Okay, and the rest of it is quite simple. We need to creating a jump ring first. So I'm going to snapping right here on my quadrant and starting with the jump ring for whatever size that you want, but interior wise you need to have a 0.8 millimeter inside in order to have your ear wire to go through, right? So then we have something like this. And since this is symmetrical, so I'm going to just mirror that jump ring we made to the other side. All right, so the next things that we wanted to do is creating this earring hook. So I'm just going to snapping into this circle and creating something really close, something like this, and moving this one up. All right, so the one over here, I'm going to trim it. Just draw a straight line right there, and having this one to trim it off the bottom half. We wanted to have a one curve. It's coming out from here, so I'm going to snapping into the endpoint, and I'm gonna coming over here and go through this loop and coming back and snapping right there. Right, so that will be the first loop. The second one's gonna go to your ear, so we want to make sure it's not too dramatically curved there. So I want to make sure it is as smooth as possible. Okay, and then we want to join all of this, and let's go ahead to join it and double make sure it's completely flat. It is not like what I say, it's snapping everywhere crazy. So we are going to use a project to the construction plane, project to C plane, and we want to hit yes to delete the input. So now it's completely flat. Okay, we wanted to double make sure it's joined again, and we want to rebuild it to make it look nicer, right? In the front view, you can see it's a huge deviation right there. So I might want to bump up the point if you want true to your original shape, right? Once you have that, let's go ahead to using the ear wire industry standard. It's 0.81, which is 20 gauge. So I'm going to use the diameter 0.81, and he entered there, and that will be the earring hook. Learning fundamental is really important. I hope you enjoy the structure that I introduced in this video. If you want to learn more about JewelryCAD and understanding the fundamental of this skill, check out my JewelryCAD Masterclass. It is special designed for the beginner to learn JewelryCAD design with the Rhino 3D software. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next.